I'll just do a quick recap of what we learned last time, because I know many of you are busy. The power of the call will be 2 minutes slow for now. I have 2 minutes to plan. So just do a quick recap of what we did. This is just a bit of introduction to welcome and slang. This is it, my class studies, media. And then we ran through this outlay for the workshop. We have finished self-introductions. Then we'll change the proposed schedule of the workshop. Then we'll look at definitions. Then how to graph the journey itself, the writing. That was where we stopped last time. Then we go on to the editing of the manuscript. But then now to publish stories, drafts. And we talk about challenges and solutions. Because, like I mentioned earlier on last session, there's a difference between being a tourist and a travel writer. You see, because tourists are just there to enjoy all the scenes, drink the best wine, go and dance on the beach, and go out stuff. But travel writing is serious business. So you can, if you are lucky, you can do a little bit of tourism by the side. But if you really want to write, then you must be ready for hard work. Because all your senses, you can write, pen and paper, have some glue, recorder, so that you catch everything. And but I do myself briefly. I've been jack of all trades. Doctor, physician, manufacturer, was all of them would. And my project and residency is to capture what I've done from getting tripod of literature, medicine, and politics. I'm sure some of you want to be a politician, want to sing it for tutorial. And then that's my current job. I'm the secretary of the Canada Association. I'm based in Accra, Ghana. People down from Nigeria, but been in Ghana for the last 5 years. My wife is here. And then I was able to produce 14 novels, out of which 8 won some international awards. One I'm attending to film, one of them the Russian version. And I have 8 biographies. I also do some ghost works. Ghost work is when you write for somebody, of course, for a fee, because that we pay. And then after the collection of private stories, and then 2 short story collections, 10 children's books, around these albums, 10 booklets on the carriers and killing. But it's been a while. I've been writing from the last 40 years, so don't get overawed that. You also get here, maybe you write more than this. Now, this is our schedule. If the first one was the first session, that was February 6th. And second is today. So those of you who are just coming on this session. And then we have another session next Friday, 14th. And then we have our future computer at 16th. I'm sure on the platform, on the WhatsApp platform, you've been asked to indicate your interest in the field trip. And then to come back to the field trip, the idea with field trip is for you to have a practical idea of this, maybe for you, for some of you, it will be the first time you are going somewhere as a travel writer, not as a tourist. So before then, we have discussed among ourselves how to get prepared for that future. The things you should be on the lookout for, what should you avoid. Luckily, we are going to a friendly and we are inside Morocco. We are not going to Afghanistan. We are not going to a very tough terrain, so nothing to fear about. But we're going to talk on what to look for. So when you come back, that's 125. We go on that small session to recap introduction ourselves, share experiences, and then we'll now give you from March 1 to 21 for you to go home and write our experience on the future. Best thing you can do, we are allowed to check notes, check maps, read other travel stories. I will hand over some of the old travel and writing journals here. How will you pass it on yourself? So you're allowed to read reference materials and that will help your story, because it is an opportunity for you to hit the landlines. Because by the time you come back, collect the stories, do the assessment, and then the best stories will decide how many will now be published by the Institute of Advanced Studies in the collection of anthology. And for me, we are so lucky because there are so many writers who want to wait for years before they are published. And for you now to just come here within the space of 2 months and publish author, because it's great. So that's what you best. Get yourself into that anthology, and then who knows? You can enter the anthology for competitions or other things, and then you still hold the copyright or whatever you write, so nobody's going to take from you. And at the end of the workshop, I will introduce you to some publishing outlets. We have several online. In fact, I don't even want to tell you. Just go out when you get to. Just looking for journals or magazines for travel stories. So open up in 1960, so many areas. So that is where we are going to. That's why I call it a workshop. It's not a lecture, it's not a talk show. It's work and show. Because I want something to bring some type of this. So that is the challenge. So we spoke about this. I go on to start in most today again. Those towns writing is about places, persons, and things. And then we also discover among ourselves that travel has a long history. People have been traveling over the ages. An example of Shakespeare, which many of you know, was also dealing. Then what are the advantages? We mentioned it. And it's a celebration of customs, manners all over the world, and also exposes you to so many good things. And also some things that you should avoid. And then I will slow down here, but this is important. These are some of the things you must have. What to be a good travel writer. You must have passion for traveling. And that's why I was happy when we went around and good people want to travel, even within local, all over the place. And those who are from outside the local, so we must have that passion. It's not this kind of person who we see after fire bad anything, say, I'm tired. I was glassing. My mom is not the champion. The time rather jump at the opportunity. I'm going to Marrakesh tomorrow. Yeah, I'm ready. That passion is there. Keep yours. And then the most tolerant of other people's culture, religion, and language. But this must love people. When I say people say, so that's why people don't love. Yeah, that's why people who are a bit, I don't know how to describe it. They are a bit too critical of other people. Say, oh, these people, see the way they eat. No, see the way they dress. Oh, so, but a good travel writer, you want to learn about things. You are ready to meet people, you want to learn about black cultures, you want to learn about so many things. And then you're ready to take up challenges. You want to go hiking on the mountain. You spend that time, you start complaining that the hospital will bite me. Won't bite me, and they was ready to push. And then you must be a hard working writer, because it's hard work until you see yourself and go on the future. And then you must be able to learn this. And at least you read widely. National Geographic, I'm saying yeah, because that's all on the that I know has a very high quality of reporting travel stories. Fortunately, UMSP is now online, so and there are so many travel journals, travel magazines, some white place for you to read. Because for me, after going on a journey, before I sit down to write for that journey, I still do a recap by reading some old travel magazines, learn how to describe places, see how people express their fears, and then you learn from them. I've explained different missions travel examples. So measure this again. Then I'll slow there again because it's also very times. You know, for people who are here just now, what to remember as when you travel, when you're here inside a destination, whether it's inside Morocco or outside Morocco. Stand on the place, know the weather, find out the weather, find out about the culture, to see a place where you have a dress code, or the weather is hot or cold. Okay, and we're looking. Travel writers are not fashion designers. They're not doing fashion shows. And you have to wear one dress per day. No, sometimes all you need is one of pair of jeans, about 3 shirts, and they're off. So, as much as possible. And then I said, plus or minus food, in case we are a bit choosy about food, but some food we don't like. Last time we discussed my product from Nigeria, they said nice pepper. You get hot spice. You have to carry it. The same thing with me. I have a small bottle of chili pepper. So make sure you take care of that. And then, what are the tools of business? Your pens, notebooks, your PC, your phone, your camera. You are a lucky generation. You have so many social lessons. In my days, a camera can be as big as this. But these days, everything is in your phone. Everything. So that like, or you must go with your tools of business. And then your documents must be correct. Your passport, make sure it's not expired. You have to collect visa. Luckily, where we are going this weekend, we need visa. So need to buy tickets, always buy a return ticket. Don't get stranded. Because we say that you see how one again, rather than then stranded. Can you go just as bad as you are going? You're very sure of where you are going. And then phone and destination. Well, in those days, calls that status, kind of activities now. But I think yellow fever vaccine is still very important. So make sure you check everything. Twice, not be balanced at the customs or the immigration. And the money, cash, credit card, foreign exchange. Make sure your credit card will be telling you where you are going. But sometimes you think you have money to spend, but then you go to a country, you say, sorry, you can't use this one here. So make sure there's medications. If you are medication, whether high blood pressure, diabetes, or whatever, and also mentions diarrhea. So travelers come here. 80% of travelers will have diarrhea because we are changing water, changing food. So I always pack the intro anti-diarrhea. Modium is a popular one. IMO, India, Sky. Anyway, then security. For your security is nice to inform the relative of flight, the trip where we are going. If possible, give the person a contact phone and somebody travel with friends. We are not with friends. You. Some people like to travel with friends. It's nice. But you have to be careful what kind of friend travel with. You travel with a friend that is not allowed to night. Some friends just want to dance all night. So you want them to light your straight. So that's me dancing there. First trips was okay. I fell in love with Morocco music. I didn't stand with him. So whatever it was, travel for me. That's one of the joys of traveling. And then I trip to Zanzibar of the boat to clear our to the Indian Ocean. Beach rough at the point. The boat was going to go like this, and people were trained off. They had to be passing vomiting bags around. So that's all the that. And then my trip to Russia, I was with most of this kind of trade here. All that I took to India to see a fast trade. Yes, and watching World Cup soccer. I was following the Nigerian football team. That's very good football team in Nigeria. Very chosen team. From them, I have money. First when we are. We went to Russia. And who went to Turkey? Did that went to Turkey. Somebody went to Turkey. Turkey? Went to Turkey? Yes, I went to Istanbul too.
I went to Eskişehir.
Where here?
Eskişehir.
Okay, that's outside.
Here.
I just went
Like 2 hours after.
2 hours after Istanbul. And that was right from that.
You can just wake up shit.
And then Rwanda. My sister went to Rwanda, my brother from Rwanda. I went to a country. Let's see that I know almost everywhere now. And then Tangier. Went by train. And there's this argument. Which one is more beautiful between Tangiers and Abat? That is where we continue. So, just so Tangier, all the senses must be working when the travel writer. Sense of sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. Because you must let your story be interesting. And the only way it can be interesting is when you let your reader know how you are feeling. It's not fiction. That's not writing a fictional story. You are writing from your experience. And that you have the reader in mind. You say that the worst thing you can do is to bore your reader. The man opens, lady opens the first page and sign money. Then just straight away. That is very bad. So you must catch your reader from beginning. So the math you get. So be focused when you travel. As a travel writer, you have to be focused. You know what you need to do. I know it's not easy when you go to a new environment, you go to see this, see that, see this, see that. But you have to remember that, I'm there to write a story. So then, of course, Kate knows that's possible. Because your memory, you remember. Now remember. So it's just one line. It's just one line. Saw 2 men and a donkey. That's it. That's what key. Now remember what you saw. Because here, because we have thoughts, your fears, anxiety, mistakes, and resentments. How you feel, really, whether you are happy, this lets you know we're a human being, not AI. Because let them know how you felt when you saw something for the first time. I know how I felt when I saw the beautiful train that was taking you to Tangier. I describe this in a very nice way. And I also know how I felt when I was arrested in another country for taking photographs in a restricted area. I was panicking. I was sick. I didn't know what to do when I was spending the night in the jail. So everything was related. And then interviews and interaction with locals. It's very important. And I said, don't hide in your hotel. You know, some people will hide away to wash hotel, have be sleeping there instead of going. You're supposed to be on the Zoom. And one thing I learned most is the taxi driver all over the world. Taxi drivers have very full of information. They're very talkative. They know everything. So if you don't do anything at all, pay a taxi driver for a 1 hour trip. Try to take you around the town. And they ask him questions. Oh, how's your job? Everybody's telling them say it's not a good job. Tell them they work. And then they will abuse their president. I understand that. Oh, no, madam, it's not anything. But at least you get information from them. So that is very important because there's no point going to a new place and not knowing the authentic meaning about the place. So, and then try and visit other places where you go. The market is a good place to go. I was in the market in Kigali, and there was a lot of noise. We enjoy ourselves, bargaining and arguing. Even when someone now said, one lady wrote when he said, even after leaving the market in Kigali, the sounds and the aromas of the market continue to ring in my ears. Just to show you why you can catch some inspiration. So don't forget the markets. Museums, I love museums. In Moscow has one of the best museums in the world. Spend time there. Then, like I said, you combine business with writing. Sometimes you don't have money to travel, but you are asked to go for a business trip, or you went for a workshop. You went to a workshop in Tangier. During the lunch break or coffee break, take some time off to know some town. Or, like I do once in a while, stay back a day after the conference or workshop. And make sure that you can complete your course. It's a sin for a life that you travel to another place and got to bring a story out of campus. So, then photographs, take photographs with permission. And like I told you, sometimes you think you can get photographs and then get yourself arrested. And take out your camera, look at pickpockets all over the world. So it's like now, the time of Google, where we have the largest number of pickpockets. Shocked to find out it was in Europe. I used to visit to be exact. There is pickpockets, Paris pickpockets are the biggest in the whole world. One thing in Africa, two are people going now. So you have to remember as your camera and you speak as a million. Language barrier. That's normal. Every country where you understand the language. Translators. Or luckily these days we have apps that translate language. You won't just put it online. So it's to meet something you want. That can you translate. So language is not a problem with people. These are just pictures of my local travels in Nigeria. And to be Eastern part of Nigeria. Right will be north. Go to my friend, where are you from? Kano? Kaduna? Yes. Where you from the lower part of the going to actually go across rivers in these shampoo boats. And then exactly make this spicy pot that people quick and if because it's English. There's also the conference of the Niger and then of course the pastime. Following what's all over this was I was and studying. So we said this, we mentioned this last time. We write in first person, tell the story in past tense, the conversational dialogue and useful things, and then give the reader value because the writing for the reader, not writing for your mom, girlfriend or girlfriend. Because they tell you that, oh, if you do something fantastic. But the reader will be very getting. If you boil a reader, you throw he has to apply for boiling books. So make sure you write something that's just and there we saw this. And I said that as an artist, you have to work on your story so that it can be very interesting. And he saw in a piece of paper to like attention on opening on the beginning of your story. So that is where you win or lose your reader. It keeps your opening paragraph, opening sentence not interesting, just you can captivate reader from the beginning. How you somebody read this last time, I'm happy to read it again. Maybe later just to tell you how to start a story in a captivating way. I said, selling stuff. You can see what's called looking at means. They lie, surprise, description, so that the fellow who is giving it will feel like he was with you in Istanbul. He will follow you as you grow. The same thing I did when I was in trained IAS. So I started as colonist looking into the blue waters of the Mediterranean, feeling the weather, feeling the freezing breeze and the sounds. So this is like we're a writer, we're a poet, we're an artist, we're a conjurer. Sometimes you need to go and read other books to get to this story. And another thing I said last time is that you don't need to get it right. Sometimes it takes me about 6 times to write my story before I can get it perfect. And even after that 6 times, I can show it to somebody, let me look at. So please don't think that just open your eyes and write that. No, writing is an art, it's a craft. Look at it, write again, change it again, write again, put it aside, go for a walk, come back and look at it. And if there's somebody you respect, maybe your teacher or your writer or somebody else, show your work to the person. And please don't be too arrogant. You can't say, please change this word. No way, I can't change it. What I wrote, no way, it's the word. No, there's no arrogance in writing. Sometimes what you think is the best word will not fit in. But people say, it happens a lot when publishers tell me that I should change the title of the book. In fact, I can say that 50% of my books, the titles were not mine. The titles were given to my publisher because they are the marketers. They would say, look, this your title is too wordy, it's too clumsy, it's not catchy enough. And I know writers are very, they're very stubborn. And we have a lot of ego. What we've written feels so possession. But sometimes you go to this and say that but I'm not saying that everything they say is correct, but sometimes just make sure it will take a second. So I also said we should look at what are those things to make at because of attraction, the beauty and others. And I mentioned the Congo. Describe some of things through the Casio Hills. In Nile, this was an experience. The ship of the one Nile then on which so kind of short that experience. Then when I was for a workshop, I had to stay back for 2 days before I finish the story. These are some of the examples. So just to let you know that this is what I'm saying is not theoretical. It's real. I can also do it out in case. And then in Togo, somebody mentioned going to Togo. Okay. So in Togo, that is where Togo is masterpiece. And don't forget your camera. Make sure you have a poor camera that you go and buy it. Because it's never go back there. So, or you can beg a friend to take picture of you and send it to you. I'm sorry. Make sure you take pictures. A travel story without pictures is not good enough. And sometimes try to put yourself in the picture. Because sometimes you say, oh, how do you know when to meet? You're not there. Maybe you put this picture from laptop. Don't put yourself in the pictures. This was in Moscow train station. And then what of Tanzania. And it was when our boat was coming back to the shop, cash, the shop. Of course, I like the craft. He loved this French. He likes that. That was my first country. So I took a picture of it. What did you come to that time? So I said to her, I was angry with her. She missed it. And that was what I ate in Congo Kinshasa. Fried plantain chicken and then with a little sauce. Pepper. So I've eaten all kind of food. And then when I went to Togo, this another kind of food. This one is made from millets. This that stuff from millets. And that was from vegetable. It's also common in Nigeria. Yeah. Rwanda? No. So, this is from, it's like a cereal. Cereal made from corn. Then ask, I'm not fried combination. So, this is, I will slow down now because this is a new area. And what's I'm saying here is that you have to be authentic and honest. Good travel writing doesn't have to focus solely on the beautiful and expected. It is about all aspects of the experience. And taking the reader somewhere, they almost simply show that we're respectful. Why trying to make your writing good and sell than the background and that's don't over-dramatize your work. Very good. It's very realistic and thing. You see? So when you have problems, or where you are confused, or where you are not sure, relate it in your story. Don't make everything so fantastic and you say, that this man will be able to help you there. And if you have challenges with language, let us know. Somebody said last time that when he first came to Morocco, the food was a bit too flavorful. He had to put potato pepper before he could eat it. So that's an experience. Sometimes people will come to Nigeria and say, oh, the place too much, it's going to mouth. That's another experience. So you must be realistic and honest and authentic. Okay. For example, we have somebody to do it for us. Can we do this to libraries for us? Can we do this?
Not like such.
Good, so it's not here to be. Okay, continue. Okay, it's coming. It's going to be back.
Spider. A mission to Texas. It was not a really good time to travel abroad because of the worldwide hysteria over the Ebola scourge, which had cast Nigeria and a few other West African countries in bad light. Luckily for us, just 2 days before our trip, Nigeria was officially declared Ebola free by the World Health Organization. Even at that, some of my US-based friends were against the timing of the trip. Even with the whole clearance, you might still be embraced since the whole Ebola matter is currently driven not by scientific evidence-based idea but by hysteria, anxiety, and liberal dose of homophobia, xenophobia, and possibly racism. They coexist.
Here, this is why I said you should express your fears. I was going to the US, going to Texas, where that it was a time of Ebola. People are worried that don't travel at this time. Anybody traveling from a country that has Ebola, no matter if you enter the US. So I'm trying to say that when you are writing your stories, be very honest and be objective. Let your readers know that sometimes as writers and as travel writers, you have challenges, you have fears. Then this one Another person invited me was Pirate Force. Yes. So you can tell. Who knows where Alexandra is?
Also, I'm not.
I'm sure somebody. It's something that I think the very interesting feedback conference. Torin and I were talking our walk down in Exon Green, what your from minus is in Turian Sea. We know that approach by apparently fairly Egyptian Inuits, who introduced themselves as Tare and Ate. They informed us that having visited Nigeria before, they had become very fond of Nigerians and would like to invite us for one another. Unlikely, Tosha was suspicious and the youth wanted us to decline the invitation, but upon my protein, they accepted. We waited to lunch. Ate took permission to buy some cigarettes nearby. Moments later, Tare also took permission to visit Toria. At that point, we became suspicious and asked the page for the lunch was already sorted ready. So it seems so similar to suddenly get already dying in the dining table and chairs at the roadside restaurant right away and left us to pay for the snatch which had been largely consumed by the earth.
Okay. That was when I was scammed. By two young boys in Egypt. So that is just to let you know that as travel writers, we have occasional challenges. And sometimes I mentioned when I was arrested for taking pictures. The other time, the other experience I also had was that when I was, somebody said I resembled something else. It was in Nigeria, and I was traveling to the eastern part of Nigeria. Unfortunately for me, there was a recent jailbreak in that area. Some prisoners ran away from the jail prison. So the police were all over the place looking for one. And then when the taxi I was, came to the checkpoint, the man said I looked like one of the prisoners who ran away. So these are some of the things he was ready to go through as a travel writer. So, and so this one too, I had to put it there. So luckily for me, and that's why it's nice to always have your identity with you. But when he said I look like one of the prisoners that was running away, so I was able to prove my ID and my passport and everything that he wasn't a prisoner. So then this one again, somebody will read for us. Yes. Mike?
Yes.
She's there.
Proficiently.
Going to Djibouti. Where the heck is Djibouti? Was the first question on the lips of some members of the Pan African Writers Association. When I informed them about the venue of the 2022 International African Writers' Day celebration, in response, I explained that the small country in the Horn of Africa is located on the western coast, the southern conflict of the Red Sea bordering Somalia, to the southeast Ethiopia, to the south and west, and Eritrea to the north. So unfortunately, the fact that Djibouti was bordered by Somalia and Ethiopia, two countries in the middle of sexual war, further raised security concerns about our destination. Matters were not helped by recent news of the activities of terrorist groups such as Al-Shabaab and the Front of the Restoration of Unity and Democracy in the region. However, I debanked the security concerns, stated assurances of the safe and peaceful state as given by officials, our host country. Despite all my efforts to adequately market the venue of the conference, the next question was an unusual one. How do we get there?
That is what happens when they are going to a relatively unknown part of the world. Djibouti is a very small country, I think less than a million population, and we had to go there for a conference, and that's why I also highlighted those names in blue ink, so that when you are writing, apart from the fact that you are entertaining your reader, also to educate them. So many people didn't know about Djibouti. They read about the experience. So then now they also as a place that is near the Red Sea. there Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and they consider all these areas very dangerous part of the world because of the activities of foreign externalists. So we said some of the things, and also not to allow newspaper reports to scare you. When we read this before going, many of us were scared, but when we got to Djibouti, you find that it was a nice, peaceful place. In fact, our colleagues after 5 days said that they don't want to go again, they want to stay here. Whereas if we relied on just the news media, but missed that. So these are some of the things just to encourage you to be a little bit adventurous and don't be too cagey and say, oh, I don't want to go there, I don't want to go here. So now we have finished writing because all those examples I showed you were things, the way to put things together. And you know, I mentioned earlier on that you don't get it right the first time. That's why editing is very important. Writing is the skill, and your first draft is really perfect. That's why editing comes to build. The editing process really is the most important part, as that's when you count your rough drafts. It's a big issue. What separates a good story from the great ones is the quality of writing. We're going to see that when we travel next weekend. You will see some people will say, okay, we had that because we got down, yet we slept, came back. And then, whereas someone else will write from beginning, he will look at the road, describe the road. He will describe some of the changes in the weather. Maybe it was getting colder, spread up, or getting warmer, where the smells were changing from the fumes of petrol in the big cities to the fragrance of the countryside air. I mean, that's why, yes, no. So that's why they say, I'll read it again. What separates a good story from the great ones is the quality of writing. And when we come back from mountain tube, you see the good and the great stories. And then while editing your work, it's important to cross-check all your information, such as names, spellings, distances, and dates. You also need to check your grammar, constantly and tone. Then you work out loud. Sometimes I get go, you get how many constances. Luckily again, many of you, your laptop already has a grammar checker. Put there, you have to check. And also if you go and use AI charts to do your work. But the point is, editing is very important. I mentioned last time that triangle writing is a science. You can't go from here to Marrakesh and say you spend 2 hours in Djibouti. You will say, I read because it was in the line, you didn't go anywhere. That's why you must check the distances. And then the spellings of your names of wherever you go, and even the French units. And then, of course, you must also check your grammar. And then, like this fellow said, you can read it out. But like I also said, there's nothing wrong in showing your work to somebody you have to check after you are printing it. As long as it's not the one who writes for head to yourself. Then, I mentioned publishing, that there are so many publishing outlets. This includes newspapers, magazines, travel books, blogs, online publishing outlets, social media, also Twitter. So I wanted to bring some examples, but I saw that it would be very easy for you, it would be easier for you to check yourself. Because there are so many. I don't know you have to start from. Just go on Google Charts and ask for publishing outlet or travel stories. And you will see they just keep coming out some story. So that's why I'm saying we're also lucky. We're online too, and they pay well. I think the lists paying, the one I saw yesterday, what it was, about the list was $2 per word. $2. So, yes, forward. No, that's how. Yes. Well, we'll get a good story, not just any story. And I know people, my wife and I have a young niece who lives on sending stories to blogs. She's doing her PhD and she sustains herself by sending stories to blogs. In fact, when she told me how much she was earning of those 3 other nights, I said, this girl, we're enjoying it. Just sit in our room, right? Check yourself. You go on Google tomorrow or tonight, check. Then you see, they will tell you the rates, how much they pay. So, lot of following, and that's why you must take to writing seriously. Well, this is my first version of travel studies. But who knows that picture? That picture, where is that? I think that's one. India. Moscow. It's Moscow. That's the restaurant. That's the city, that's the center of your government. So, I lost to try it all the place of that. It contained 25 travel stages without the first out. And that was the review. So, it was published in Lagos, and publisher. 286 pages, 28 chapters. It was published in 2019. This is just let you know that all I've been saying is possible. It's not just theory. That's why I said it's an option. And when you start writing, you see that anybody can do it. Once wants to do it. And this is the second case. With more theories of provided. And there is a picture of my friends in Pakistan. Even obvious action now Islam bans. But that came out in 2023. That's a review. Okay, who's supposed to read this for us? What do we read for us? Okay. They need. They give it. They have to stand up. It's
A review of Martel's intellectual value. Year of publication 2024. Publisher accessible publishers HCD. Number of cultures 172. Reviewer Alexander Ekepana. The review. This is a pocket-sized travelogue of a troubadour or an intellectual. It's in a journeyman called Wale Okediran that takes us to 20 cities around the world. With this travelogue, Wale Okediran clearly showcased himself as a moving prototype of a Vasco da Gama, a Christopher Columbus who took us around the world during their times. In this travelogue, the journey started from Houston, Texas in the United States, and ended at Wale Okediran State in Nigeria. One would have thought the reverse should be the case. Dr. Wale Okediran may not be regarded as a chronicler through thought, but what he has successfully done in this book is to be a master chronicler of tribals that leave indelible impressions on one's mind. In this book, Okediran powered eagle plane speeds you down to 20 different cities around in breathtaking speed of light. You have to hold on tight to the flares of this eagle plane lest you fall off at the highest cruising rate. At that height, you are now on autopilot with a complete panoramic view of the planet Earth rotating on its axis below you. It's an exhilarating and enchanting.
Thank you. So that is somebody's review of my collection, second collection of drama stories. So that's why I said, make sure, and then please don't throw away your stories. Keep them. Sometimes you think that what you have written is not good enough, and you're angry, tie them, kill them, keep them. So when you are, maybe a few months after, go back to it. Then you can improve on it. Then this is the latest one. Something about first floor. I call it Travels of the Troubadour. See the persistence and most like the word troubadour. And you see, a troubadour is somebody who goes around writing. They've been paid for writing. This is the one I said he has a Russian national.
Wait, so
So now we come to the what's the key end of our discussion. I will stop after this for some questions. But let's look at some of the challenges and how do we solve them. The first challenge is that of finance. Because people say, okay, I will travel, want to travel, travel so often. I mean, I travel to more than 68 countries in the world. Then we say, oh, we want to be very rich. But I say, no, it's not true. Don't forget that earlier I said that when you go for a conference or you are on the official duty, you can take advantage of that to write. So that's a way of doing it. And secondly, you can always save and look for when there is a special discount from travels. But somebody just told me yesterday that I can go to London from Marrakesh for 20 euro.
That's so clear.
20 euro. I thought it was lying. And I went online, I said, yes. Is it flight jet or what is airport? So, what's the flight at the airline? One that you are not to carry anyone. Ryanair. That's Europe to London or Marrakesh. So these are two tricks you use. Look out for discounts, special rates, and then you can get around. And then finding the time. I believe that if you are passionate, you can write, you look for the time. Anything you like to do, if you are passionate about it, you will find time. For me, I'm writing, like I said, I've written for the last over 15 years. I've been writing. And I make sure that every day I write something. I have a small paragraph. And one other thing that can also help you is to keep a diary. Please go and get a diary. If it's just 3 lines of what happened to me, with day, put them there. I have diaries for the last 20 years with my guy. I have diaries. And I make sure that every day I go somewhere. Like this event today, I will post Kenya. We had about 40 people in the workshop today. So people have gone to this thing. There, or something happened that was spectacular to me. Today, the boss let me hand on the boss. Today, the rain did you so much, and you go to school. No, or the day you pass your exam or you have very deep goals and you are jumping out, keep your diary, because we help you. So that when you want to recap, anything, he said. Yes, I've said health challenges. Diarrhea is common. Travel widens the mind, but losing the power. It's a common thing. You travel to a new place, new food, different food, water is different, perhaps that's really not allergic. And then sometimes the allergies can, that for me, I'm allergic to fresh fish or seafood. Yes, my friends say, oh, this is a lousy person. One of the best things to eat in the world, seafood. But I can't eat it. If I eat it, I will come out with rashes. So you must know what you are allergic to. So when you go to a different place, because it's the worst place to take in when you are far away from home. Be careful. I know it's not to be adventurous with food, but if you have allergies, it's the way we get yourself to trouble. Yes, that will be especially like before. These days, we can use our apps to communicate. And then for security, always let people know that you are. When you're in the hotel room, lock the door, don't take chances. If possible, don't stay out late. Get there in the conflict. Anything that helps with security, do it. And then I said, first time I pick pockets. I've been a victim before, Alexandria. So don't look for free lunch like I did. Well, I was happy about free lunch. I didn't know it was a setup. So this is happen. Well, I then pick pockets. they are all over the place. If I understand that there's a school for pickpockets in some European countries, where they teach pickpockets how to steal things. You can remove your wallet from your trousers, just to know it. So all these things, and then food issues, how well and this school or that. So, in conclusion, practice is a very part of one area. You have to practice, not to do it all the way again and again. Travel writing is no different in that respect. The more you write, the better you get at it. You want to be a better travel writer, you have to build your skills and writing every day. Building great travel posts gets inspired. It's a long, slow process to follow writing. But as young as we stick with it to great progress. So the same practice makes perfect. And there's nothing you can do that you have to repeat things and you try to get answers. So I made a sense in that. That's my friend. Thank you. So now we pause for questions, observations. If you think some of the things I said are not correct, be free to talk. Because some of you are better than me in some cases. You want to advise me, advise each other of all this. So we are open to questions and yes, please. It's important.
I like to know when you switch your period from medical doctor from a doctor to a writer, and what was the thing that would make you switch from being a doctor to a writer?
Thank you. I will take all the questions together. Any other one?
What inspired you to write children books based on gender? Seems fun.
You? Yes. Any other question?
What is
Thank you very much, sir. So I have two questions or clarifications. So for our proposed travel writing story, do we have like a word count or number of pages? And also, how do we go about quotations, like direct quotations from people that you interact with? Let's say the taxi driver, I want to quote what he said verbatim. How do you go about it in your story? Is there a way we should quote it, or how best do we go about it?
Thank you. Yes.
very important. So, what's your view on using AI to not generate, of course, but maybe once you generate your drafts and then maybe you're using AI to make it small.
Yes. Any now?
So, just.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, no. Right.
What are the exhibits to watch like why is it just so much just to like what are the years and
How do you want to explain it to?
what are the incentives?
Incentives
Yeah, to write.
to write.
Fake.
Okay. Sure. Is that all right? How do you from the end?
So I'm sitting there that I'm going to think how you're being, but it's teaching when I went up. So what inspired you to become a woman, right? So how does it make time to be so well instead of learn?
Thank you.
It's what?
My question is, what was the biggest challenge you had while being in trouble?
It started to finish. Yeah. Yes.
I want to ask what is the self-improvement in yourself after living all of these adventures and we're in
Self
something cool?
how
Have a big change.
good.
After all these adventures.
Yes.
I just want to know what can travel interest the writer. It's just because writer gets a travel experience itself, and also writing or jotting down, it's kind of challenging.
Thank you. Right. Let's talk.
Just one bonus. This is just a lighter mood. You've traveled to many countries. From your experience, which country you say is your favorite, and which one do you say is your least favorite? And also, if you can talk about like maybe one or two lessons you've learned from your travel experience in terms of interacting with different people from different nationalities.
Okay. That's what I told you last night. This stand up, it's like us. Yeah, they go. Like, is that it?
My question is, what would be your advice for future?
Future travel.
Something that we should keep in our like ears.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So let me start from the first. Why did you switch your career from being a doctor, then why? Well, I think this is a very good question which I asked several times. And the truth of the matter is that originally I was my best subjects were in the humanities, English literature, English and other stuff. I was English. And my ambition as a young boy was to be a journalist right from the beginning. But when I told my dad, my father, that generation of parents who prefer to dictate to their children. And that's one of the things it's nice for us to talk about and say whether it's not good to dictate to your children. So he told me, said, no, I don't want to hear all that lunatism news. Let me see your reports. So he looked at it and said, oh, you are doing sciences. So let's be a doctor with PhD. So I went to medical school. Even when I was in medical school, I was always on the forefront among the English literature students. I used to go and watch plays and enjoy them so much better than my medical training. And I was even I became the editor-in-chief for our campus newspaper as a medical student. So you can see that trait was inside me. So I finished as a medical doctor. I saw that I get in the garden. I haven't opened a hospital. I don't deny. I kept writing, kept writing, until finally the writing was taken over. And I became the president for the writers in Nigeria, who were shocked. I'm a doctor, the president of writers. From there, I started winning awards. Who was saying maybe my doctor is actually paid in English. She was a medical doctor. So that's why gradually I was so nature will always take you back. And finally, I would say I'm so retired. You say I'm a retired medical doctor now, so I'm a full-time writer. The last 10 years, I'm making just doing my job as writing. And even my job in Ghana, I did not apply for it. I was asked to somebody just identify me and say, we need somebody like you to come and take over. Right? And then I found myself here. So that is it. So the lesson, allow the children to do what I want to do. But they'll come back to it. So I didn't switch my career should switch me. So I got back to research. I was lucky, actually, I must say that. Because everything I did, I enjoyed it. My patients still like me as a doctor. When I went to politics, my constituents also like me as a politician. So I'm lucky. Now, children books based on gender violence. Yes, actually, I didn't choose to write this myself. I was commissioned, because at that point, I was focused on gender violence, gender-based violence. People were worried that the way to tackle gender-based violence is to start from childhood. That the way you bring up children, in some cultures, they give male children preference. While the boy is busy playing football on the floor outside, the girl that mother will take go to the kitchen and okay. And you say, how about my boy, my brother John? You say, no, Mr. Boy, that's a mistake. And audition them from that age. And so the boy goes up to see himself as a pampered person. And that the girl, the teacher of the girl, is to be slaving in the kitchen, washing, scrubbing. While the boy goes about, he plays the ball towards the night. It is wrong. So that's that type of big focus on the how to tackle gender based violence. So that's why it's hard to write this question. And then we also identify that when you say gender-based violence, it doesn't mean only the male gender harassing the female gender. There are some instances where the female gender also harasses the male gender. It's why this woman and understand. So that's all things I've thought out in my views. Then word count for our travel stories. Yes, that is what I'm going to do next time. Okay. I won't tell you now, so I will show you.
I will do now.
Our next lecture on Friday is for our trip. And that lecture will be devoted fully on how we're going to behave in our excursion, and how we're going to buy it. We agree on, but we've agreed we're going to also word count. We're going to agree word count. We're going to agree on so many things. The only thing I'm going to agree is the style of writing, because all of style will be different. But we're going to agree that it's only the best piece of work that will be published. And how many if my hosts listen of last studies feel that one of you are done very well, can publish everything. If it's too big, 40 stories, I have 2 volumes. When they feel that some are not good enough, but I'm hoping, because of the enthusiasm that you have shown so much, I'm going to, and like I told you, we need a whole month to write. So I write that you but check and edit. That I do handle direct quotations from drivers and go. It's very simple. Okay. That's the way they speak. Because, like I said last time, you cannot, a professor cannot speak the way a butcher in the market will speak, or in most of our fellow, speaking the same way a nurse, or like that. So, realistic. If the person speaks bad English, put it there. I'm not sure, I come, no, put it there. Well, that's better speaking. Because in my area in Nigeria, we speak what we call pidgin English. Pidgin English. And so, when you, I think most people speak it, especially those who are not too educated. So when you are talking to somebody, maybe in the market or on the road, they can speak pidgin English to you, and you don't correct it in English. Write it the way it says, just as if you feel that your reader will not understand. At the end, you can use your glossary. Yeah. Even if it speaks vernacular to you, if it speaks Arabic or local language, Dada or whatever, you can put it there. Then At the end of the day, some of you read Chinua books.
Yeah.
We see a lot of people quotations there.
What they
About this. Other little boy, this kind of talk, put some show or some infantil, put together. They at the end of it, tell you what's something realistic and relay things as they are to play. Then, if you are using AI, that's we have a software that will detect AI generated works. So don't go near AI. The AI is pure training. Yes, we have a software that and then the AI generated work. Turn away. So don't use AI very safe. Like I said, you write your work, show it to a friend or a teacher, or don't show it to me yet. Then when I finish it through, and we exchange addresses, that we cross the vocabulary and exchanging stories for us. What to be an Asia judge. And you can show it to your teachers, or you know somebody who knows things better than you do, show it to the person. Where's that lady that wrote the poems and was crafting? Show it to her. So you can show somebody who feels better than what that she's for. As long as you use AI. And then incentives to write. I think the only incentive, I've given you enough incentives to write. And that is to be published and to be a good travel writer. I mentioned the case of this who makes money just selling stories to adults. And that's from Nigeria. It's sitting like one corner of Nigeria. Not even Lagos or big city. All quiet, probably. That is why it's just selling and collecting dollars just from selling stories. And that's enough incentive for so sure we do writing to that extent that the corner of your room only can be coming to you. So that people not saying they're staring down, but it's for writing. And then, yes, in biography of the Dr. Shannon Abotini, well, majority, why did I like to write it? I guess, when you are a writer, you just love writing and love the incentives and to be creative. And sometimes, when you read books, and that's why it's important to read, the best writer is a good reader. You can't be a good writer without reading. Because you learn so many things from other books. For example, my book that was made into a movie. It wasn't my I didn't decide to make it a movie. Because somebody who read it said, oh, this book is nice. And can we try it and put it on a movie? In fact, I told him to go away, that he should not disturb me. That he's talking of how my book becomes. I thought those who go into movies are from another planet. That they are fantastic people. But he just told me, he said, look, this story has a lot of drama. It has a lot of things you can. And I said, okay, let's go. And gradually, we started going from one order to the other. The first order was how to get money. From getting money, how to get the producer, how to get the director, how to little by little, little by little. And then when the film came out, then COVID came. All the cinemas were shut down. So the money that I used was borrowed. I had to take a loan from a bank with an interest. So I was so scared. I said, oh, that means I'll be in debt for life. Then somebody now said, why don't you try Netflix? I said, oh, Netflix is for all the big guns. He said, no, try it, don't say it. So I said, okay, let's try. So we tried, we passed it to Netflix, and I said, okay, can you change this? Your color separation is a bit poor, improve on your color. Your music, a little here, a little here, a little. And lo and behold, Netflix bought it for 2 years. And I was able to retire some of the money. So that is what you must do as a writer. You don't give up. You'll be ready to do new things.
And when you read, you know that people who did these fantastic things are not better than you. In fact, you may be better than them. So that is why it's important to read wide. And so when I travel around and somebody showed me his own travel collection, so I look at it. He said this travel collection has been used in so many schools. So I look at it. I say, I have traveled more than this fellow now. So if this fellow can write, then, and that's why I started. So the same thing with you. You are in a better, like I said, you are in a better condition. You have electricity 24 hours of the day. Where I come from, sometimes we have blackout, and you can't do anything, or you just sit at the edge and do boom, and you're in darkness. The next is to go and sleep. But here, you are so encouraged to be walking around the clock, and then you have gadgets, you have technology on your side, you have so many things. So you have no reason no excuse not to be fantastic writers. And then the biggest challenge for being a travel writer, I think my biggest challenge, like you will see or you discover, is to find the time and the money to travel. Time and money. Because if you have a very crowded schedule, or you are still you're a student, you are reading, you want to face your study. You don't want to be traveling all over the place. And even when you finish studying, then where's the money? But like I said, once you are passionate about anything, you will always find a way. One of my friends who has attended about 10 World Cups, he just called me one day and said, when he told me that he attended 10 World Cups, I said, what? 10 World Cups? I said, I've never attended any one. He said, okay, let's go to Russia. I said, I don't have money. He said, start saving. You have 6 months to the World Cup, so start saving. And I was saving, and as I went. So these are some of the things you must always, whatever you want to do, the passion is there, you will find a way. And the other thing you must also remember is that writing is a good way, extra income, and also good for retirement. Many of my age mates are retired now. Because once you are past 60 in Nigeria, you are retired. And you may have to go back to the village, or go back to the farm, or maybe you will be doing something by the roadside. But because I'm a writer, they asked me to come to Ghana, to come and run, I went there. They asked me to come to Morocco as a resident, to come and write and teach students. I'm here. And even while I'm here, there are some other opportunities that are opening. So it's a wonderful profession to be. If I'd be retired now, maybe I'll become the local chief in my village, just drinking palm wine and I'm playing drafts or playing chess with my fellow villagers and eating kilishi. But now I can go anywhere, you know. So this is that's one of the incentives to write. It takes you so many places. Self-improvement, yes. Self-improvement are so many. And one of the best self-improvements, yes, the lady that asked the question, yes. Number one self-improvement is to read. That's the way to improve yourself. Read wide. Read wide. Read anything. And I'm not saying you should not watch television, but reduce your television and reduce your WhatsApp. Because this is one of the problems we have now with the younger generation. The Twitters, the WhatsApp, the Instagrams, they take so much part of your time that you don't have time to read. Because I'm not saying you don't read through your Instagram, you can read some things. But about 80% of what we read on WhatsApp and all those things are either gossips or fake news. But you want to read quality work, then you will need to reduce all that. And also, another self-improvement is for you to attend sessions like this. Like this workshop you are attending, you are improving yourself. Because some people, like Professor Tazi said, he sent out the information about this workshop to more than 1,000 people. and we have got about 40. So you can imagine that people don't know what they are gaining. And this kind of workshop, in other places, you have to pay for it. You pay plenty of money. In fact, one of my friends, when I sent the pictures of this workshop to the fellow in Nigeria, he said, hey, you're a rich man now. About 40 students, maybe each of them will pay $1,000, and then you have money. I said, look, we are sharing information. So attending workshops like this, attending, reading widely, going to the library, these are self-improvements that you can do. And then contributions of travel to a writer. The contributions from, the gains, advantage of traveling is a lot. I mentioned a few of them. Maybe I can go back so that you can see. Because when you travel, you learn so many things. Uh-huh. So these are some of the advantages of traveling. It helps you to understand other people and places. You understand people. You know people. You get inspiration. I mean, since I've been coming to Morocco now for the last 10 years. This is my 4th visit to Morocco, and since that time, I can say that I've written more than 10 literature materials about Morocco. The inspiration I got from traveling here. And so when you travel, and then also, like I said, it helps you to plan their own trips and avoid costly mistakes while traveling. Last session, somebody asked that question. I don't know whether fellow is still here. He says, when you are preparing, can you over-prepare? And that maybe over-preparation can stop you from enjoying your trip. And it's a good question. Initially, when you are starting out as a travel writer, you cannot over-prepare because you are still new. But after a while, your preparation may be reducing. Because when you make a small mistake, it can disturb your whole travel. For example, if you forget to take enough money with you, you say you didn't plan enough to take enough, it can disorganize you. It may even ruin your whole experience. Or if you fall ill because you ate something that didn't agree with your body, but you look so enticing, and you ate it and you start vomiting, or you are stooling all over the place, and you have to be evacuated back to your country. So all these preparations that people think are unnecessary, they are very, very important. And when people read your book, they will also learn from it. And finally, is the fact that when you travel, you get new ideas of what to write. Then the question about my favorite country, my least favorite country. I answered this last time. Who can answer that for me? Who remember what I said? I said.
You said your favorite country was Morocco?
Sorry? Stand up, I didn't hear you well.
You said your favorite country is Morocco?
Yes.
The least favorite country, I think, you didn't particularly mention.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
thank you. So I told them that when I've been to Morocco now, I said, this is my 5th time to Morocco. And I said, why I keep coming back is because the people are so wonderful. People are nice, and I enjoy the environment. And like somebody said, Morocco has almost all the climates in the world. You have the dry one, you have the very cold one. You even have snow. I didn't know that there are some mountains. Maybe we will see some when we go on weekend. That you also have snow here. So African country with snow. That's a fantastic place. So last time I was coming, I went for my visa, and the visa officer in Ghana, in Accra, said, this is your 5th visa. I said, yes, I don't need any visa again to go to Morocco. Don't give me visa. Let me just go. I'm already a Moroccan. But I will not say I have a worst or something country. But I will say some experiences that I've gone through has made me to know that some countries have very strict regulations. There are some countries where you cannot just take pictures anyhow. Even from the airport, we landed in Djibouti, and some of my friends who were so excited were just taking pictures. Before they knew it, 2 policemen just came and grabbed them. And and some places you go, because of your skin color or your appearance or something, they just shun you off or make you feel bad. You know, so you see all these small things. But when you come to Morocco, the only thing is that when I come to Morocco, I eat too much. I put on weight. So when I go back to my country, I have to do exercise every morning to shake off the weight. So, advice for future. Well, my advice, I don't know. Is there any advice you can give anybody? Do everything. Enjoy. Be. How would I put it? Be adventurous. Don't limit yourself. You know, it's the olden days, like my father's generation. There are things that when I was going to medical school, the day he took me to the university, he was taking me around the school. He said, he knows that I'm a very good sportsman. He showed me this football field. He said, look, you're a medical student now. Don't go to the football field again. Don't go there. You will fail. I said, yes, sir. He took me to the student union building where they have the canteen and the bar, where they were discussing politics and all those things. He said, if you go there, you will fail your exam. They will be discussing politics. Don't go there. I said, yes, sir. He took me everywhere. Don't go there, don't go there. A few days after he left, I just went to the football field and I became a university sportsman. And because of my ability on the sports field, I was given a scholarship. My last 3 years in medical school was on sports scholarship. And I went to the student union building. I went there. I became the president of the Medical Student Association. From there, I became the member of parliament. So I want to say, don't limit yourself. Don't think because you are a science student, you can't write. Or because you are studying, as a nurse here. Who is a nurse? Yes, he's my colleague. Don't say because you're a nurse, you can't write. No, I'm a medical doctor and I wrote. So please don't narrow yourself. Be adventurous, look at other things, look at other area of subjects, and try and balance things. But you know you must be disciplined. There must be sacrifice. Because you have only 8 hours to work in a day. So those 8 hours must be used in a very good way. You cut off, like I told you, reduce your fake news and gossip on WhatsApp, reduce television, reduce this, so that you can concentrate. There must be sacrifice, but be adventurous and be open. And then please don't stop writing. Writing initially can be difficult. Maybe there's nothing coming from it, but after some time, you'll be surprised. It may be your biggest income may come from writing. So, like I said, I will stop here. Next Friday, we will look at how we are going for our excursion. We will agree on so many things. How many words we are going to write when we come back. What are the things we should look at, and all the other things. And we have a platform now. I think all of you are on the platform. If you have any questions or any point you want to raise or anything of concern, or you want to advise us, because we don't know everything, drop a note there. And on that note, if there's no other question or suggestion, I've been asked that we should close around 8, even though we didn't start on time, but, it's almost 8:30. So we made up for your time. So thank you for coming. See you on Friday.